If I say the word summer, what memories and images immediately spring to your mind? Maybe it's the smell of cut grass or sunscreen, birds chirping, or the sound of water splashing at a pool, or perhaps the beach. Or maybe it's childhood memories of roller skating, bike riding, or family vacations. But the odds are that it's a positive memory that evokes images of sunshine, longer days, and outdoor activities. And I'd bet for sure that we also want an uncomplicated makeup routine that doesn't sacrifice a beautiful outcome. So today I'll share with you my summer makeup besties that can guarantee an easy breezy, beautiful summer look. If you're a first-time visitor, welcome. And if you're returning, I'm sending you both my thanks and my gratitude for your support. My name is Elise, and my focus as a makeup artist is helping those of us with mature skin feel celebrated, supported, and confident by offering makeup tips, techniques, and product suggestions that can take us from good to gorgeous. And we occasionally also dip our toes into the worlds of fashion and wellness. But now, let's create an easy breezy summer look that doesn't sacrifice a beautiful outcome. Our first stop is brows. Now, sometimes I think it's easy to forget just how important brows are. Wow, do our brows change? I'll confess that I wasn't quite prepared for how much my brows would change. There are not only fewer of them, but even the ones I have are becoming more and more invisible as they turn white and gray. Now, I've tried a lot of brow products over the years, as you might imagine, and there are a couple which have come close to the favorite one that I have today, such as the recent brow product from Versed, but no product has yet dethroned my e.l.f. Wow Brow. The secret sauce in this product is the built-in fibers which give our brows needed volume and which fill in any areas which our brow hairs have decided to vacate. It uses a wax gel hybrid formula enriched with kaolin clay and hair-like fibers to both adhere to and enhance our brows. It can be used on its own or as a top coat over brow powder or pencil. It really fulfills a trifecta of our mature brow needs since it helps to shape, tame, and fill in our brows for a really beautifully defined look. And it's quick and easy to boot. I have two shades, and I like to start with the lighter shade, which is neutral brown, and then add in just a few strokes of the deep brown shade. First, I want to brush what brow hairs I do have up. And then I want to make sure there's no excess on the applicator. And then I just want to go up and over. I am always amazed at how easily this works and how effective it is. And now let's give a brush to this brow and start to fill it in. I think there are a combination of factors that really make this particular product good. One is the brow brush itself, which is just the right size. It's not too big, and it's also not flexible. And I think sometimes a flexible brow product can cause more trouble, actually. At least that's been true for me. Now I want to take the deeper color and just fill in a little bit more. All right, that really does the job of filling in my brows. Now, since I have both very oily eyelids as well as a lot of discoloration on my eyelids, an eye primer that's close to my skin tone is an absolute necessity for me. And the quickest and easiest option is my Sigma eyeshadow base in the matte shade Ignite. The best shade for me would actually be Persuade, which has a pink base rather than a yellow base, but I'm waiting for the next Sigma sale to purchase that. And what makes this product especially effective and easy is the stick applicator. And just for the sake of time, I already used the Sigma product to cover up my discoloration. Well, a cream eyeshadow in a stick form makes eyeshadow application a complete breeze, and it's perfect for summer. But there are some not so good cream eyeshadow sticks out there, and then there are some really good cream eyeshadow sticks. And here's what makes all the difference. A not so good cream eyeshadow stick will be difficult to apply and blend, and it can look patchy and uneven. Years ago, I worked for a makeup company that had some really great products, but unfortunately their cream eyeshadow sticks were not one of them. So I never recommended it to clients. But this really good cream eyeshadow stick from Doll 10 has a creamy, smooth texture that glides onto the eyelid effortlessly without any tugging or pulling on that very thin and delicate eyelid area. And it's extremely easy to blend. It's also water resistant, and you have the control of a pencil, so it can be used as eyeliner as well. It comes in 16 colors, 9 of which are beautiful shimmers and 7 are mattes. On my eyelids, I normally use the shade Gratitude, which is a matte ivory, or I Believe, which is a matte cream color, which I absolutely love. They are very similar, but I Believe is on top and Gratitude is underneath it. And then I use a shade called I Do, which is a matte dark brown in my crease. Here is I Do. When blended out, the matte dark brown really looks quite soft. Well, before I apply the colors I'm going to use today, let me swatch a few of these other colors for you. Here is the shade Bravery. Underneath Bravery is I Am. This is Confidence. And this is a beautiful soft shimmery brown called I Will. I'm going to use the shade I Can on my eyelids. And as you can see, these just glide on so easily. And I'm just going to softly go over them just to even it out. Now this is the shade I Do, which I showed earlier, which is a deeper brown, but when you brush it out, it really becomes a very soft color. You would never expect that to happen, but it really blends so easily. It's really a lovely soft look. And I'll use the same dark matte brown color as my eyeliner. I'm going to pick it up with my favorite eyeliner application brush, which is a real oldie but a goodie from the long ago Lauren Hutton makeup line. And since it glides on so easily, it's just a breeze to apply. I'm just going to put a tiny bit on the outer 1/3, just to give some cohesion to this look. I have rarely used any other mascara since trying this relatively new mascara from the drugstore brand Versed a couple of months ago. It's a lengthening and defining mascara that's also lightweight, so it doesn't weigh down the lashes, and it creates a really natural fluttery lash. And it does not clump or flake. It's also formulated with skincare benefits including vitamin E and arginine, which help condition and strengthen lashes. Additionally, it's vegan, cruelty-free, and dermatologist tested, and it is also great for sensitive eyes since Versed is a clean beauty brand. And by the way, it also comes in brown, and that's sometimes a hard thing to find. So let's first do some eyelash curling. But it does create a much better curl if you lift your arm up and stair step up the lashes. Can you see how curled they are now? This is really just a very soft, natural daytime look, but it does the job beautifully. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing by lifting the arm and stair stepping up the lashes and holding for 5 seconds each time I stair step up. It is always so amazing what a difference mascara can make, isn't it? And I'm just going to go back and do a second coat. I'm just going to touch my bottom lashes. I would definitely apply sunscreen at this point if I were going outside today. For my walks, I go with Australian gold tinted sunscreen in Fair to Light, which has an SPF of 50. It creates a matte look and it's water resistant. However, if I'm meeting with friends or going to an event, I apply my Elta MD sunscreen, which works really well under makeup. You'll find links to these products along with links to all of the other products that I'm using today in both the description box below and the YouTube shopping scroll, which also runs below. But since I'm not heading out anywhere this afternoon, I'll skip my sunscreen and move on to my Easy Breezy Summer Face Makeup, which is a total departure from the makeup that I normally apply. Here are the 2 products that work summer magic for me. My One Size B12 Base Thinner and my Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. I really get the best of 2 worlds by combining these products. First, I get great coverage for my age spots and redness by using my concealer. And second, when I combine it with the One Size Base Thinner, I thin out the concealer so it looks more natural. And as a bonus, I also add a beautiful pearl glow to my face. I'm going to use 1 pump of the One Size Base Thinning product and mix it with 3 swipes of product from the doe foot applicator of my concealer. Now I actually use more than 3 swipes of the concealer because I'm running low on it and I had to make sure that I got enough on the applicator. And you can see how much thinner it looks when I blend it out with the base thinner. Also the pearl glow that I create. And one of the other benefits of this for me is that my concealer is really a good match for my skin tone. So as you can see, this is not looking the least bit heavy or cakey, and it's giving me coverage with also some beautiful glow. Now, because I do have some very stubborn age spots, I'm going to tap a little bit of the concealer on those. I'm using a Kiehl's spot corrector on these age spots, but I have not been doing it consistently, unfortunately. And I know from previous experiences it does work. It definitely lightens the age spots, but you do have to keep using it. And I'll use what's left over around the edges of my lips. I can't even begin to count how many blush products I've tried in the past year, and I've really liked many of them, but I've absolutely fallen head over heels in love with this blush from Rhode Cosmetics. And I did talk about this blush in a recent video. First of all, these blushes are really pigmented, which is rare for a cream blush, and they absolutely pack a punch. But don't get scared off by the fact that they are pigmented, because what this means is that you need only very little product. And what's really revolutionary is that because of this pigmentation, this cream blush, unlike other cream blushes, is long wearing. In fact, I even know someone who decided to test it by sleeping in it, and she was shocked to see that it was still on in the morning. It's also wonderfully creamy, easy to blend, and hydrating, and there are now 9 shades. Okay, I'm going to stop gushing about this product and actually apply it. I'll use the shade Piggy. I just tap my brush in a few times and you can see how much product I got on the brush. So I'm going to brush it against the back of my hand just so I even out the amount of product. I would love to hear some of your memories of summer events from your childhood. One strong memory I have, which is really vivid, is going with my paternal grandmother to a beach. We would walk down a beautiful tree-lined street to Kenilworth Beach, which is a suburb north of Chicago. We lived in Evanston, which is directly north of Chicago, and this was a couple suburbs further north. And once we got to the beach, we always looked forward to it because my grandmother would pull out Mounds bars. So I will forever associate Mounds bars with going to the beach. And it was both my sister and I who would go, and we weren't paying attention really to the street we were walking along to get to the beach. It had some of the most gorgeous homes along this street. And my grandmother lived in a tiny little apartment above a meat store and was by no means well off. But these homes that were closer to Lake Michigan were really something. And I think now probably they cost in the millions of dollars. I love this blush and it goes on so easily. It is almost like it melts into the skin. My highlighter choice is also a quick and easy stick highlighter. It's one of the new makeup products from the drugstore brand Versed. I have the shade Baroque, which is a silver champagne, but there are 2 other shades as well. Polished is a cool rose gold and Simmer is a beautiful warm copper. I like just picking this up on my finger and then tapping it on. And one of the things I love about this highlighter as well is the one from Merit. And Merit is really the high-end sister of Versed. They're owned by the same company. Their highlighters just look beautifully soft and glowy, and not the least bit heavy or glittery. There is a kaleidoscope of options for lip products these days, from lip oils to lip stains to lip balms, tinted balms, glosses, as well as lipsticks. And since I have some vertical lines above and below my lips that are quite dark and getting smaller as I get older, and my lip line isn't as defined as it once was, I'm going with some traditional lip product choices. L'Oreal lip liner followed by a soft matte Catrice lipstick and the Diamond Glaze gloss from Catrice, which I love. I'll apply these and then share some other fun options that are quick and easy which might work for you. I've already put concealer around the edge of my lips, which does help prevent lipstick from migrating. To get the color I want, I'm combining the shade Good Intentions and Casually Overdressed from Catrice. And this is the gorgeous Diamond Glaze Gloss from Catrice that I'm also using. I'm wearing the Catrice Diamond Glaze Pop and Glitters Gloss. And by the way, there are 3 other gorgeous colors in this Catrice Diamond Glaze line, including a clear gloss called Bubbles in Trouble, a lavender shade called Less Bitter, More Glitter, and a peachy toned gloss called Diamonds Made Me Do It. But let's take a look at some of the other lip products, which are quick and easy options to swipe on our lips. There's some beautiful ones from Colourpop. It's their So Juicy Plumping Gloss Bombs, which now also come in pearlescent shades, including Girly Pop, Cyberstar, Tinny Time, and Perfection. And I especially love Fenty Beauty's Gloss Bomb Stick, which come in the shade See You in Maui, which is a shimmering coral, Fenty Glow, which is a shimmering rose nude, Flamingo Pink, which is a shimmering hot pink, Fussy, which is a shimmering dusty pink, Hot Chocolate, which is a shimmering rich brown, and Icy Amethyst, which is a shimmering lavender. I have the pink and lavender shades. Pink Flamingo is on top, and Icy Amethyst is beneath it. Well, with makeup done, I just need to grab one other summer essential if I'm heading out the door. If I'm going for a walk, one of these 2 essentials will be my go-to, depending on just how bright the sun is. I grew up in Chicago as a Cubs fan, and if I want to get a little dressier, I'll definitely grab one of these 2 favorites. And I have to confess that I couldn't resist this last hat when I saw it at a store in Cancun, Mexico, because it immediately brought back memories of this image of Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Whoops, I think I need one more item to complete this look. All right, I am definitely ready for the beach now. If you enjoyed today's videos, please hit those like and subscribe buttons, and you also might want to check out this summer theme video as well. Until we see each other again, I wish you good health and happiness, and I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Take care.